Hi, everybody, and welcome to In 90 Seconds or Less TV. I'm here joined with KO-Lition. I'll have them introduce themselves in just a moment. But first, we just want to know, how did you guys get started? And are you guys related? You look a lot alike.
Yes, it's in the nose.
These guys are brothers.
They're happy and they're singing.
And they're colored. Da-na-na-na. Just worked out perfectly that way.
Perfectly.
But when did you guys decide that you wanted to join forces and become a rap group?
Wow, I mean, we were like really, really young. Like in our family, like music is like broad. Like everyone has kind of tapped into it a little bit. But K Briggs started rapping like at a really, really young age, in elementary school, and I watched him do it for a while. I didn't like think too much of it. I was really into art, and then I started writing. And I told him one day, I was like, "Yo, dude, I can rap," and he was like, "Let me hear something." And the first thing I spit to him, he was like, "Dude, I love it. Let's do something." And then from that point on, it was just me and him, and a couple people along the way.
Nice.
That was cool.
Pretty dope. So, big brother paved the way. Little brother was like, tag me in.
Oh well. What do you know?
No, I'm just kidding. But what inspired your style of hip hop? Like, where did you guys get that inspiration from to be who you are? What made the name KO-Lition? Like, what brought that together?
We went through different transitions to get to this name. We went through maybe like two names. The first name was what was it? Just like the Briggs brothers.
It was like Briggs. It was like whack. It was
Yeah,
terrible.
it was so corny.
These are the Briggs.
Yeah, exactly. We worked for that. Other than that, and then we went to Misfit, and we found out somebody had that name. And then one day I had my cousin had called me. He was like, "Wow, we just talked about music, whatever." And he was like, "Yo, I think KOLition would be dope." So we was like,
Yeah.
"We're gonna run with that."
And
He
it
said,
was-
"Spell it differently."
Yeah.
He said,
KO.
"Spell the natural way."
He says change it to KO. He's like, if you change it to KO, it'll be like it's the coming together of two knockout artists.
Right.
So I was like, wow.
Dope.
I was like, you know what? I'm with
We're gonna
that.
rock with that.
I like that. So that became the name, and then we had always listened to artists like Wu-Tang, Tribe Called Quest.
Especially Tribe.
Tribe Called Quest was like a huge inspiration
De La
to what we
Soul.
do. De La Soul, and then
Pac.
Pac, Big, any like all all the New York rap was just like good, especially growing up in New York. You couldn't escape it. It was like everywhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like after a while, we were like, we could start writing our own rhymes and everything like that, and then it just took off from there, man. So
Well, that's really good.
yeah, I was excited.
I love it. So tell us a little bit more about your creative process, like your journey in the studio. You go to the studio and you make a beat and it's great. Or like how does it really work out? Like how does it flow? Because I feel like a lot of times people think that like, when artists go to a studio, they already know exactly what it is that they're going to do. And I feel like that's probably not the case.
No, we going with no expectations. Whatever to expect. It's kind of like, again, like I hear a lot of people use the same analogy. Like you have a blank canvas, and again, your canvas is that instrumental, so to speak. So I just look at it like, okay, what story or what can I say to complement the canvas,
Right.
or to paint the picture that I want people to see what I'm saying.
Okay.
And that's how we go into the studio. We go there with no notion or no. Our mindset is very clear and just be free with it.
I mean, everything is experience. So it's like when you do, whenever you go through so much in life, and you do like you have so many different experiences. Once you hear a beat, you can know exactly what that beat makes you feel. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that changes the atmosphere in the studio. It's just like once the beat comes on, you know exactly how it makes you feel, and it brings back memories of something that you went through or something that you dealt with, and whether it be dealing with females, dealing with bouncers at clubs, whatever the case may be, and that's how you create the story.
Right.
You know what I mean? And at that point, you're just taking taking that opportunity to really like lay down a foundation and, like he said, lay down the paint on canvas and it becomes something either dope or it could be really whack. Who knows? You know what I mean? But you can't go in there with that idea. You can't go in there with any ideas. It's kind of just gotta be there. You know,
right.
as soon as you walk in, as soon as that beat comes along, it's different.
And sometimes it goes at the discretion of what the track is saying to you. You know, if it's very melodic, I try to, again, going based off what D'Lo said, was go based off an experience. You know, just trying to tap into an emotion to a person. So, like, case in point, we did a song called Blindsided, where we spoke about our situation. And it got real personal, and to the point where I wrote it, I was like, I don't want to put this out. He was like, nah. Put that on there.
Right.
I'm like, nah. But then it's crazy. It became this big thing, and people they was able to relate to it, and they just clinged on to it. I was like, wow, like that's what we need to go at. It's tap into an emotion.
Because that's what I was just gonna say, is that fans from the outsiders looking in, we want to be able to emotionally connect with the artist that's creating their music. If we feel like there's no real emotional connection to it, then there's no need for us to really like it that much. Like, even though there are definitely songs that are just fun songs, but it still gets to you in some type of way. It connects to some part of you, where it's like, I think a lot of the times where we're like right now, how West Coast, that LA sound is kind of coming back and making a big hit. And people are like, well, they're not really saying anything. But I'm like, but they are. They're talking about normal, everyday bullshit. Like, what's Ty Dolla $ign's with his Paranoid, right? Yeah. 2 of my bitches in the club, right? And I know they know about each other. But everybody can relate to that. You know what I mean? Like, that's what people want to hear. And that's why people like that can, get to people, because it's something relatable. Everybody's been through that, where you've seen 2 people that you're talking to at the same time and they're in the same space and you're just like, now what?
Exactly. And
now what am I going to do?
People don't always remember what you said, but they always remember how you made them feel.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Always remember how you made them feel. And
very true.
And that's what music does, man. It gives you a feeling. And once you get that feeling, you'll always remember either that moment of, all right, where was I at when this record came out? Or what was my feelings like? Where
was I?
Yeah, where were I specifically?
Right.
You know what I mean? Or in life, or just physically. It's like, that's the dopest part, is to capture that moment. And you'll never forget that. Yeah. Never forget that.
So the first album you guys put out,
Love Jazz Robot.
yes, which you guys put out, I can't remember the exact year.
It was
it 2013? It was 2012? No,
it was November 22nd, 2011.
There we go.
End of like the year.
Yes. Now, I like the feel of that album. Like, I really like it made you move. Plus, seeing you guys perform that live, which I think is a really great part of you guys. Like, you have this live band that's behind you, and it creates like a different element to the music, because it brings that real music back. Where a lot of the times I feel like we're kind of getting in this disconnect of like musician music and electronic music, and we kind of need to find that balance back so that we can bring that organic sound back to music. And I think that you guys do great in doing that when you perform live. But that album just really, like, I don't really know how to describe it. It was really good, and it was very powerful. So what drove you guys to create those pieces of work on that album? Like, was that something that happened throughout the course of a year? Was that work that you guys have had for a while, or how did that album get compiled?
Wow, it's I would say it's a fusion of both. It's a fusion of both. Like, again, experience, determination, and also to prove to ourselves that we can do it. I think that was the most important thing, and to also too is to be able to relate to our fans, to let them know who we are, like individually, all these sounds that we had in us, and all these thoughts and just words and sentences that we wanted to compile and put on the track.
Nice.
And that's what we did.
The first record we did off the album was Must Be Robots. It was the first record we recorded. When we first recorded Must Be Robots, I remember telling K Briggs,
Mr. Vega, aka Ricky One.
So I called K. I was like, yo, dude, I got an idea. And I was like 2010. I'm like, yo, dude, I got an idea. And he was like, oh, what is it? I'm like, yo, dude, Must Be Robots. And I was like, that'll be the album. And he was like, what? And I'm like,
it
dude,
was
trust
real
me.
left field.
I'm like, yo, dude, trust me. So I came up with this chorus, and he had this verse that he had written a while ago. I was like, yo, dude, put this on the record. Let's see how this goes. And it was like immediate hit. Like we wrote it in. It was another one of those situations. You walk in the studio, the beat comes on, you write it in 20 minutes. It was like that. And from that point on, that just drove, the entire, focus of the album. It was like the idea of stepping away from the norm, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like they want us, being a part of the assembly line and everybody doing the same thing. It's like a step away from that.
Yeah.
Let's figure out a way to be different and continue to tap into emotions that people aren't used to, like, speaking on, especially as hip hop artists. I think that, we kind of tend to be really, overly masculine and, like, trying to, almost justify or
your masculinity.
Yeah, it's like you're going, above and beyond for that. It's like, it's not necessary, man. Just be honest, honesty and just clarity. That was like the focus of that album, was just honesty, clarity, and just feel good music.
Dope. I mean, it was definitely feel good music on that album. Like, and seeing you guys perform works off that album live were just really good. So I can't wait for the new one. But I mean, last year you guys also had a pretty big year at the Artist and Music Awards, taking home the trophy. That was
huge.
Yeah. Speak on that experience, because I mean, I don't know if people really know what the Artist and Music Awards are, but it's right before the Grammys. I'm talking to you guys like you don't know, you performed. It's right before the Grammys, and they get to perform live for all of the people who are going to be accepting Grammy Awards. So it's a lot of networking that goes on there, and these guys won Best Hip Hop Artist. So it was just a great experience, and then they called them back this year. But how was that for you guys when you actually got the call? Like, what was that like?
It was surreal at one point. I mean, D-Lo had got the call.
Yeah, it was. We had spoken. The program director hit me up, and he was like, we really like your sound. He'd been playing. He's also the program director for one of the radio stations that out there. And he's like, yo, I love you guys' music. I want to give you guys a nomination for Best Hip Hop Artist. All right, cool, that's dope. And so we got the nomination. We told the fans to vote. Everybody was voting. And then we flew out there because he was like, yo, I have a performance slot. I want you guys to come and perform. We were like, yo, definitely.
Dope.
Super dope experience. Probably one of the dopest performances we've ever done. Hit the red carpet met a bunch of really, really cool people. And just the atmosphere of LA is just so different from New York. It was like,
Mad show.
Yeah, man. It was like one of our first times being there. So it's like
welcoming.
Well, they love us. They love the whole New York vibe. It was like, oh my God, you guys are so cute. It's like, oh, thank you.
This guy.
But it was cool, man. It was like, we performed Style and Profiling off the Love Jazz Robots album, and Must Be Robots. We performed a bunch of records, and it was just a lot of love, man. Like, more love than I had really expected, what I mean? And they were like, we really would love for you guys to come back next year. So this year, we're not nominated this year, but we are presenting the award and we are performing.
But that's dope.
Yeah.
Because you get to come back. It's like, Miss America representing the new awards, the next Miss America, but it's a great feeling to know that, you guys kind of pioneered it for whatever this next group is. Plus, you guys are working on the new album that's going to be coming out. I don't know when.
I'm going to let K Briggs talk on that. I'm going to let K Briggs.
Well, we set to release it between late March, early April.
Okay.
Yeah. Late March, early April.
And what's it going to be called? Do you know that yet?
Well, the inauguration of KOLition.
Okay.
Definitely.
It's definitely the inauguration of KOLition. Yeah. So, oh man,
It's
so many sounds. There's so many sounds on this album, yo. It's so cool, man. And it's just like the transition between records is super dope, and it tells a fairly good story too, man.
Right, exactly. It's a storyline behind it.
That's good. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, it's really dope.
Hear it.
Yeah,
and see it performed.
You'll be able to see some things too. You're gonna see some things.
Some visuals. There'll be some visuals in there. You're gonna surprise us with a little Beyonce visual album.
Yo, man. I just want to say Beyonce is fantastic, yo. She is fantastic. I'm sorry, Jay, but she is. Good Lord, she's fantastic. she is like an artist's artist though. You know, like from the perspective of just like what most artists think about what, you know, to things to do. You know, like I think every single artist, and especially us, that's one of the reasons why we created C Music Live, which is the label. You know, C Music Live is about visualizing the music along with actually hearing it. It's bigger than just hearing it.
Right.
But they go hand in hand.
They really do, because a lot of the times, you know, what hurts me sometimes is like, I'll like listen to a song and I get so attached to it, and then I like see exactly how I feel like it's supposed to play out. Then I see a music video and it's like, it has nothing to do with the song.
Right. Yeah,
Like it's not even that it's not me. It's
Right,
just,
it flips you.
of course it wasn't going to be what I thought it was going to be like, but it has nothing to do with the song.
Yeah.
And then I'm like instantly not liking the song, but it's really me not liking the video. But when you have, you know, people who make music videos that actually go with what it is and like feeds off of whatever that emotion is that's in the song, and then creates the visual for that, like a Beyonce and her Partition, like that was a clear music video. Everybody knew exactly what she was saying from that music video. And I don't think people would have caught on as fast if the video wasn't there. They may have, but she says a lot of like low key things in the song that you got to be listening like, oh, okay, what?
Right.
But the visuals really do, I feel like, drive the music.
It does, because now we live in the visual, you know,
Age.
state right now.
Man.
So we have to.
The generation is so, you know, focused on Instagram and Vine and seeing things immediately, you know what I mean? They have the ability to see things immediately, and like you said, instant. So it's like people want to have something to attach to the music that they listen to, even if it's something that they create.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's C Music Live is that happy medium. You know what I mean? Is being able to bring that music along with the visual, whether it be live performance and actual visual video for each song, and just encompassing all of that into one idea and then giving it directly to the fans. You know what I mean? And that's what 2014 KO-Lition is going to be about. Yeah. That's what you're going to see.
That's dope.
A lot of visuals.
Well, I'm excited. I'm sure you made all these wonderful people who are watching excited.
We love you guys out there.
And before I let you guys go, freestyle, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Sound heavy, your forklift couldn't budge this. All the amigos of Gustavo could stop flow. I break bad, peep the meth. The flows I cooks up in the lab will have Jesse on the warpath. Burn pot, you simmer when I fire. Screech tires when I pull up. Stay in your lane, boy. All hell, I'm in the suit. In pursuit for my goal, aim target and I shoot. What's the hold up? The smart move wise. Plan to take over. Strategy in line. My mind I had to reset, refresh my thoughts. I was in a dark place. Now I'm right into my complexion.
Well,
Definitely.
there you go, KO-Lition.
Hold up. Let's address these niggas' homes. You're a germ to many of your stock homes. My zone on auto. No mechanic can jack up my vibe. I gotta drive like Gordon. We snipe, spooky, spitting cracker. New Jack in the city got the fans like Pookie.
Yeah.
Men don't like you. With your life be hyphy. Less likely we check sans Nike. Inaugural ball, it's our time. Elaborate stitch, shoe shine. Immaculate wrist, I watch time. Put your mind to rest, lifeline. Sideline approach, your eye dance. Hit the body with the MJ stance. Small talk, no time for romance. Till I'm big, then I'm giving baby one more chance.
Different.
So,
KO-Lition, y'all.
2014 inauguration of KO-Lition.
Make sure you guys check that out. Before I let you go, please tell the people where they can find you at: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, blah, 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 website.
Well, Instagram at KO-Lition Music. That's KOLition Music. You know how to spell music.
Right.
Twitter at KO-Lition, KOLition. And you're going to go to www.KOLitionmusic.com. Stay updated with anything that we're doing. 2014.
Yeah, put your finger
Like this. Like
like
this. Well, this is my show.
Oh, okay, she can do that.
Well, thank you for joining me again on In 90 Seconds or Less TV. It was great having you guys here. I'm sure we'll be meeting again.
Definitely will.
Definitely. Make sure you guys stay tuned to see what's happening next time on My Comfy Couch.
Whoop.